Same face, same voice, same request. But depending on what's sitting in your bank account, you could get two completely different responses from the exact same person. A waiter who ignores you at one income level will remember your birthday at another. A doctor who rushes you out the door in 5 minutes will suddenly listen for 20. Nothing about you changed, only the number did. And by the end of this video, you'll see the one thing hiding underneath all of it. The real reason money buys respect, and it's not what most people think. Picture this. You've got $150 to your name, and your card just got declined at the grocery store checkout while 3 people wait behind you. The cashier doesn't say a word, just slides the card back, and looks past you like you're not really there. That's the first thing that disappears when the money runs out. You stop being seen. Walk into a coffee shop in worn-out shoes and a hoodie that's seen better days, and watch how the barista's eyes barely land on you before drifting to the next customer. Security guards in stores start tracking your movements a little too closely. Cashiers count your change twice. At the ER with a real injury, you might sit for hours while people with better coverage get called back first. It's not written down anywhere as policy, it's just how things quietly work. But here's the strange part. This treatment has almost nothing to do with who you actually are as a person. It's not that people have judged your character and found it lacking. It's something else entirely, and it gets clearer as we go up the ladder. Now bump that up to a modest, steady paycheck, enough to cover rent and groceries with a little left over, but not much. Something shifts. You're no longer invisible, but you're not exactly important either. You've entered the gray zone. Landlords call you back, just not right away. Repairs get scheduled, eventually. Delivery drivers and rideshare apps read your tipping habits like a credit score, and if you can't tip consistently, that number creeps down along with their patience. You get adequate. Nobody goes out of their way for adequate. It's a strange plateau, enough to escape the worst of it, not enough to trigger any real effort on your behalf. And the next step up is where things start to feel almost unrecognizable. Somewhere around a solid, comfortable salary, something flips. Suddenly, people remember your name for the length of the conversation. Airlines stop treating you like cargo. Gate agents help you rebook a missed flight instead of shrugging. Your doctor actually sits down and listens instead of glancing at the clock. Real estate agents return your calls the same day. Salespeople walk you through options instead of pointing you toward the discount rack. None of this is over-the-top treatment. It's just baseline human decency. But that baseline used to be optional, and now it's automatic. Which raises the question, what happens once people aren't just treating you fine, but start actively wanting your business? Please hit the subscribe button before we continue. Push the income up again and the dynamic flips completely. You're no longer just tolerated, you're pursued. Hotels start remembering your preferences between stays. Front desks quietly upgrade your room. Housekeeping leaves extra pillows without being asked. Lawyers call back the same day and explain things patiently instead of billing you for every text. Car dealerships roll out the red carpet, arranging test drives and negotiating like you're the reason they opened that morning. Restaurants start greeting you as a regular, remembering your usual order before you say a word. It feels good. It feels earned. But it's actually just the beginning of something much bigger. Because what happens next barely resembles customer service at all. Cross into serious wealth, and an entirely different machine kicks in. One that works quietly in the background before you even ask. A private banker calls you about opportunities before you think to look for them. Wire transfers happen instantly. No waiting, no scrutiny. School admissions offices that claim to be full somehow find room for your kids. Travel agents book seats on flights that show as sold out to everyone else. Contractors quietly bump your renovation ahead of other people's projects. Nobody announces any of this. It just happens, like the world rearranged a few things behind the scenes to make your life smoother. And once the number gets even bigger than that, this invisible hand stops being invisible altogether. At the multi-million-dollar level, something shifts in how people fundamentally regard you. Not just your convenience, but your worth. Your doctor's office has your personal cell number and calls you directly the moment results come in. Specialists clear their schedules for you within days. Galleries call before pieces ever reach public auction. Museums open after hours just for you. A sold-out Broadway show somehow finds you front row seats. Real estate agents show you properties that were never publicly listed, and sometimes convince owners to sell homes they weren't planning to part with. Your social circle starts filling with people who want your approval more than your friendship. It stops feeling like customer service entirely. It starts feeling like the rules themselves have bent around you. And at the very top, that bending stops being subtle. At the billionaire level, this stops being about good service altogether. Government officials pick up the phone. Zoning laws get quietly adjusted for a single project. City councils shift meeting times around your schedule. Media outlets run stories that flatter rather than question. Entire industries, markets, ceremonies, major events adjust their timing around your calendar. You're not a valued customer anymore. You're closer to a force that institutions organize themselves around. The distance between the person turned away at the grocery counter and the person who reshapes a city's zoning laws isn't really about the number in the bank account at all. Here's the part that ties every single one of these chapters together, and it's the thing most people miss entirely. It was never really about how much money someone has sitting in an account. It's about how much other people believe they need something from you. Your future business, your referral, your investment, your influence. Money is just a clearer signal of that need. The moment people believe you have leverage over their outcome, the treatment changes automatically, without anyone consciously deciding to be kinder or crueler. Which means the opposite is also true. People with modest incomes who are perceived as valuable, because of connections, because of skill, because of who they know, often get treated like they're already at the top of that ladder. And people with real money, who seem to need nothing from anyone, sometimes fall right back to the bottom of it, ignored in exactly the same way as someone with an empty wallet. So the real lesson isn't just get more money, even though that clearly works. It's understanding that the entire system runs on perceived leverage, and once you see that pattern, you start noticing it everywhere, in every interaction, long before any money changes hands at all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next episode.